What's good, guys? You're watching Daniel and Gian talk Walking Dead, and today we're going to do a short video, preview video for Season 8. Comes out this Sunday, October 22nd. But before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, hit that bell so that you can watch some of our future review videos. We're going to probably do a live stream right after the show every Sunday, so be on the lookout for that. But, you know, Season 8, I know Daniel hasn't watched Walking Dead in a long time, but
since Season 5.
I'm talking him into it now. I think he can skip 5 and 6. I do think you need to watch Season 7.
I'm going to watch them all eventually.
Because Season 7 introduces Negan and completely changes the universe of Walking Dead. And at the end of Season 7, spoiler alert, I'm going to spoil it for Daniel, Rick and his crew, along with Hilltop, fight back against Negan and his crew and the Saviors. And now there's going to be a full-scale war in Season 8, I think. I think Season 8 is going to be probably the most action-packed season of all. A lot of people complained about Season 7's lack of action. I know there was something about censors and stuff. I don't think that was the issue. I think the issue more than anything is that we're setting up for the finale and for this new season that's coming out. A lot of major deaths last season. Abraham, Glenn. People are still crying about Glenn. I actually think Glenn might rival the Red Wedding.
Well, that's why I don't watch Walking Dead, because around Season 5 or 6 is like when they were starting to do the rumbles of like he's gonna die, and then it was just spoiled outright for me. But anyway, we'll get into that in a second.
Okay, but I think the most, I don't want to say most important, but Sasha dies at the end of Season 7. She sacrifices herself to try and kill Negan, and I think that tugged on the heartstrings as well. Not to the extent of Glenn, because the Glenn death was just brutal. And I don't think people were expecting him to get his head bashed in the way he did. But I don't know. I'm excited about it. You know, it's great to come out just a couple weeks before Halloween. You know, right now all the cable channels are doing their horror movies every night. You know, as we get closer to Halloween, there's going to be just like entire cycles of horror movies on TV. Last year I actually did Nightmare on Elm Street with my wife. Instead of going out and getting hammered on Halloween, we just watched all the old Nightmare on Elm Streets, and they hold up. They do. But I don't know, man. Let's get into it. So let's. You were telling me earlier about you were hearing rumblings that Fear the Walking Dead and The Walking Dead were going to have some sort of crossover, which doesn't make sense to me because the timelines are completely different right now. We don't really know what year it is exactly in Walking Dead, but we do know that Fear the Walking Dead happens before the events that take place in Atlanta.
Well, I just went off a headline. I didn't read it because I'm trying to, even though I kind of have the show spoiled, try to at least avoid myself from going out and reading it. But the headline mentioned that there'd be a crossover. I think it's confirmed, actually. But the picture of the header was Abraham, and I'm familiar with Abraham, so I figured by that he was probably dead in Season 7, and my thing was he'd come back as some sort of prequel character in the Fear the Walking Dead to connect not the universes, but to connect the stories.
Right.
Because if you're saying, because I've never seen Fear the Walking Dead, I didn't watch that one. I just heard a bunch of bad things about it, so I just kind of stayed away. Actually, to be honest, I was going to wait to see if it got canceled. If it lasts more than 3 seasons, I'll start watching it, which I think it's on Season 3? No?
It's just starting Season 3, I think.
It's true.
Yeah.
It got bad ratings.
If you're going to watch Fear the Walking Dead, make sure you watch Season 1. My good friend Lincoln Castellanos plays Tobias. Really cool dude. Support this guy.
Well, I've seen the pilot.
Okay.
Well, the pilot wasn't that good.
All right. Well,
I'm just saying it wasn't. But anyway,
we're trying to do a preview video and get people excited, and Debbie Downer over here is putting everybody's dick in the dirt. Fear the Walking Dead wasn't that good. Anyways, keep going.
Well, I could rip on Walking Dead all day. Let me guess, what happened in Season 7? Was there like 2 groups, and Rick was like moaning about like he needs to do this uplifting thing, and there's like conflict within the group. And Season 7, I'm sure they were somewhere else. They found a haven, right? And then something happened. It disrupted their haven.
See, this is where you're fucking wrong. There's 4 fucking groups, man.
See?
4 groups. You got the Saviors, you got Hilltop, you got Alexandria, and then you got these fucking, like, they talk like half retarded fucking group that came out of nowhere that ends up joining the Saviors. But I think they're gonna double cross the Saviors the way they double cross Rick. I mean, it got pretty intense towards the end of the season.
So it broke the formula up. It took 6 seasons.
I mean, it's a TV show. Every TV show has a formula, and they stick to that same formula. Even your favorite shows did that for every fucking season. So for you to like bring that up and complain, that's just stupid.
This is pretty blatant, though. I feel like Walking Dead is fairly blatant. They think they found home, and then some bad guy comes in, and all of a sudden they lose their home, and they got it. Like it's the same thing. And I'm just saying, 5-6 seasons into it, when you have no solid character development between any of the characters past season 2, in my opinion, season 3 arguably with Merle's arc when he came back and that whole thing. But I mean, it's been relatively the same thing. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I don't know. I think it picked up the last couple of seasons. I think it picked up.
Sure,
the seasons
maybe I admit, and that's been maybe, and I'll.
But I mean, for a guy that was arguing theme on our Blade Runner video, like this whole thing, the show's about theme, and you're like,
okay, well, all right, 5 seasons in. Obviously, I haven't finished it.
We're going 8 seasons.
Exactly, I know, but 5 seasons in, I've gotten the theme, I've nailed it down, and it hasn't done anything else to change it. Life's fucked up. You don't want to be in a zombie apocalypse. I get it. But show us more. Do something else. Show us the light at the end of the tunnel. Do something.
There's no light at the end of the tunnel.
Okay, then there's no light at the end.
Because the monsters, the zombies aren't the monsters. The people, the human beings are the monsters, and that's the thing.
And I never thought about this until I listened to it on Joe Rogan, because he said he stopped watching the show after. I think it was after this season.
Daniel only does stuff Joe Rogan tells him to.
I haven't. That's not true.
He started doing a keto diet because he heard it on.
Okay, first
Joe
of all, I
Rogan.
haven't done that, so you know that's not true. I'm fucking a fat ass. But anyway, he said, how are these zombies like staying alive? All right. And I never even questioned that once. It's like Game of Thrones when the White Walkers, spoiler, pull out the dragon. To me, yeah, you might just overlook it and be like, well, whatever, you know? But like, that's a glaring plot hole, whatever you want to call it.
But they're zombies.
Sure, there's zombies.
Every zombie universe is different. The only zombies I've ever seen that die on their own are the ones in 28 Days Later.
So what? They just... But I feel
they
like...
They don't need sustenance. I mean, obviously, we've seen different zombies. The older the zombie gets, the more decomposed they are.
But they were eating people in the beginning.
Okay, they're eating people, but that doesn't like feed them. It doesn't keep them strong.
I guess what I'm saying is the show shifted, and I understand that that's the point. I get it. I'm not dumb or naive to it. That the point is the humans are worse than the zombies, right? That's the whole purpose. You into this apocalyptic setting, and the humans who you would expect to come together because there's this threat there destroying humanity, but no, we're just as fucked up to each other as the zombies are to us, right? Like, I understand that's the point of the whole damn show, but I feel like at least at episode or the season 5, you just kind of lost track of the zombies. You know, when Frank was showrunner, at least you had little bits and pieces with the CDC. You had something that was gravitating it to. I want to know what the fuck's happening in the world. I do. I genuinely do. I don't care if it's a little snippet here or there, but every single zombie movie I've ever seen, any George Romero movie, you'd have a little radio thing where you have an update, maybe a small little news bulletin. Obviously, there's no power. I understand that. But something to make you feel like, okay, this is an actual global... Is it a global scale? Who the fuck knows? Who knows? You don't know.
I mean...
Do you?
You don't know, but...
But I mean, when the show was first coming out, and this is why the only reason I bring up Frank,
I mean, Fear the Walking Dead, we know it's in LA, we know it's in Mexico.
And maybe I should watch that, because at least you could see it's a worldwide thing, you know, maybe. I don't know. But the point is, when Frank was showrunner, and then there was that transition between whoever was the second one, I think it was Glenn or whoever was the second showrunner.
Side note, how many of you guys, like...
They were showing flashbacks.
How many of you guys like to refer to people you don't know by their first name as if they're your friends?
I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Darabont.
No, not Frank. I know that. Brotherfucker, it's Frank Darabont. What do you want me to say? Who cares?
Fucking Daniel over here calls Robert De Niro Bobby. He's like, fucking Bobby. You know, when Bobby was in Raging Bull, it was just an amazing performance.
Point is, the first 2 seasons, you got flashbacks.
Marty was directing Goodfellas.
You got flashbacks to like prior to the whole event.
You got flashbacks of Rick. That was establishing Rick's character because he's the star of the show. It's his show.
You got something.
But
I don't give a shit. You get something.
That the only flashback that I remember, and I might be wrong, but the only flashback I remember is what happened to Rick before he was in the hospital.
There were some scenes of like, no, I think it was with other characters where you could actually see helicopters going in. It was season 2. Don't quote me. I'm sure the 3 people who are still watching this video right now will be able to put it in the comments. But
if you have mean things to say to Daniel, I suggest you do it. We accept the hatred as long as it's pointed towards him, not me.
I'm not the only one who feels this way, okay? There's 350 million people who probably consume this show in total, right?
No, I'm with you. No, not everyone's a fan. I think you just got to power through. Like I think some of the seasons were definitely slow to the point where it's like, man, but it wasn't enough for me to quit the show, you know.
The other thing too is you can just see that it's just a factory. It's an assembly line. I don't know how much time and effort is really being put into this show in the writing room and all this other stuff. And I'm sorry, and I mean that, because when you go from having 13 episodes a season to 16 just so you can have 2 mid-season breaks, so basically you can produce 2 seasons a year.
I forgot the kingdom. There's 5 factions now.
Okay, is that the one with the tiger?
That's the one with the tiger, yeah.
Okay. Point is, it just feels like more and more like a network television show, like a Fox, like a 24, where yeah, you'll have some good episodes. Yeah, it's gonna be entertaining, but we're not really pushing boundaries here. Like it was kind of trying to do at the beginning. It was trying to do something a little bit different. That's all I'm trying to say. That's it. And maybe it's shifted from these the seasons 5, 6, and 7, and I'll own up to it. I'll watch it. We'll reconvene. Maybe my mind will shift. But you know, it's had a trouble production almost since the beginning. You can't have 15 showrunners on it. Not that it hasn't had that many, but like that's going to lead to an inconsistency in the vision. It can't have
that much trouble if we're going to the 8th season.
People like things, man. I don't want to say everyone's stupid. That's not what I meant by what I just said.
That's exactly what he meant.
No, but people just like this stuff. How many, like, what do you think the demographic is? It has to be 18 to 24-year-olds are the biggest market for this show.
I think everybody watches the show.
Look it up.
Everyone except your mom, like your mom's age. But I know people from like.
But I'm talking about the primary demographic.
High school to.
Because my thing is, I think it has that 18 to 24 market. And because of that, it's always because people who are younger will watch it. So when they're like 15, 16, 14, they'll watch it. When they turn 18. So
18 to 49.
Okay, well, then that's fucking everybody.
Then
I'm wrong.
This is... Speaking another side note, why is it that Walking Dead is the only show that everyone feels okay to spoil? Like, the night of. Like, everyone else keeps their mouth shut about Game of Thrones. They'll keep their mouth shut about... I mean, those are pretty much the only shows that people watch right now, Walking Dead and Game of Thrones.
That actually, spoilers actually matter.
Yeah, with the spoiler, but Walking Dead, people like cannot keep their fucking mouth shut. It's like right away. Oh my God, Glenn died. Like I didn't even. Maybe I had to DVR this shit because I had things to do. It's not like right now.
I think it's because you have everybody watching it.
It could be
because like within my like cohort, you have a bunch of chunty ass Mexicans who are like, oh my gosh, Glenn died. Like they don't understand like the concept of keeping.
Oh my God, Glenn died. Oh my God, they bashed his head open just like my cousin Paco. Oh my God, we couldn't have an open casket.
Oh my God, if Daryl dies, we riot. And they're wearing that shirt. It doesn't fit them because they're like fucking chunks. You know, like I'm just saying, bro. Like those people are watching fucking Walking Dead, but they're not watching Game of Thrones because they probably can't afford HBO,
if
bro.
If Daryl dies, we riot.
We fucking
if
riot,
Daryl
dog.
dies, we riot, dog. We're gonna burn down the Staples Center, dog.
It's over.
It has nothing to do with the Lakers, dog. But the Staples Center going down, dog.
I have nothing else to say. This is gonna. I'm just curious. Like, how many dislikes is this gonna get?
I don't know. Either way, make sure you comment on the video.
The people who subscribed at the beginning
just unsubscribe. Anyways, guys, we're gonna start doing a video every Sunday after the show airs, except for obviously dates where the show's not airing. Or we're gonna try to. I shouldn't guarantee it, but if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. Leave us comments. Let us know what you think. Tell Daniel how wrong he is. Tell me how wrong I am. Tell us how right we are. Let us know how you feel. And check out some of these other videos we have right over here. We'll see you next time. Thank you.